Hi, my name is Emily Carter. I'm 24 years old, and what I'm about to share with you is not made up. I wish it was. This happened 2 years ago, and even now, I struggle to sleep without a nightlight. People don't believe me when I tell them, but I know what I saw, what I heard, and what followed me back. It all started when my boyfriend and I decided to take a break from the city. We were both stressed from work, and I found this little cabin in Vermont on an old rental site. No reviews, super cheap, middle of nowhere. Honestly, that should have been the first red flag. But the photos looked perfect: snow covered trees, a quiet lake, rustic charm. So we booked it. No neighbors for miles, no cell service, just peace and quiet. We arrived on a Friday evening. It was already dark. The air was freezing. The cabin looked smaller in person and older. The wood creaked with every step, but inside it was warm. Cozy, even. There was a fireplace, old photos on the wall, and this strange antique mirror in the hallway, one of those tall, oval shaped ones on wheels. I remember looking at it and thinking, it felt out of place, like it didn't belong. That night, something felt off. I woke up around 3 a.m. The fire had died down. It was cold, really cold. I got up to throw another log on the fire, and that's when I heard it. It was coming from the hallway. At first, I thought it was snow or a tree branch against the window, but the tapping wasn't random. It was rhythmic, purposeful. I walked slowly toward the hallway. The tapping stopped, and then I noticed the mirror had moved, just a few inches. I asked my boyfriend if he'd touched it earlier. He said no, brushed it off, but I felt watched, like something in that hallway was waiting. The next day, I started exploring the cabin while he chopped firewood. In the upstairs bedroom, tucked beneath a loose floorboard, I found a journal. Leather bound, faded pages. It belonged to someone named Sarah Weller. The entries were from 1974. Most were normal, weather updates, daily chores, but then they got strange. He watches me through the mirror. I tried moving it. It comes back every night. He speaks when the fire dies. He says my name. I slammed the journal shut. When I showed it to my boyfriend, he laughed and said it was a prank. But I knew. I knew this was real. That mirror wasn't just a mirror. That night, he went outside to smoke. I stayed inside reading by the fire. At exactly 3:03 a.m., the fire flickered violently and went out, completely. And then the room dropped in temperature so fast my breath fogged up in the air. From the hallway, I heard whispering, not just one voice, several, soft, urgent, angry. I grabbed the flashlight and crept toward the mirror, and there, in the reflection, was a man, standing behind me, but when I turned around, no one was there. I looked back at the mirror, still there, closer. I screamed. That's when the mirror began to tilt, forward, as if it was going to fall on me. And then it stopped, frozen midair, as if held by something I couldn't see. We decided to leave, first thing in the morning, but that night, the cabin wouldn't let us sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I heard breathing, inches from my face. At one point, my boyfriend shot up from the bed, screaming. He said someone had grabbed his leg and tried to pull him off the mattress. We turned on all the lights, packed everything, but the car wouldn't start, battery completely dead, and then the front door slammed shut. We were trapped in that cursed cabin. That's when I remembered something from Sarah's journal. The mirror is the door. I don't know how I mustered the courage, but I dragged the mirror outside. Snow was falling. My hands were freezing. I screamed at whatever was inside it. You can't have us. I grabbed the axe from the shed and swung it at the glass. The first hit, nothing. Second, crack. Third, the glass shattered into thousands of pieces. And then, silence. No wind, no breathing, just stillness. The car started 30 minutes later. We drove off. Didn't look back. Back in the city, I tried to research Sarah Weller. Nothing. No record. No obituary. The cabin's listing disappeared. Phone number disconnected. But sometimes late at night, I still dream of that mirror, of a man in the corner, watching, smiling, and I swear, every now and then, I catch a glimpse of him in my bathroom mirror, just for a second, before he disappears. So if you ever find yourself alone in a quiet cabin and there's a mirror that feels like it's watching you, break it. Don't wait. Just break it.